Okay, so let us take a look at this nice piece of code we've made here. We're checking if-else statements. So first off, I've got an input. I've just called it A, right? And I'm going to say sword or shield. And in this case, the user can pick the sword or the shield or the code. If they pick something else, it'll ask it again. Right now, so let's have a look. While true means we're just going to keep running this loop in here until eventually, basically while it's true. Short of. Um, if A is exactly sword, print, you slay the dragon, and then break out of these loops down to the end. So skip to line 15 here effectively and print the end. So let's just test it. So sword or shield, I'm going to say sword. Slay the dragon, the end, happy days. Let's run it again. Sword or shield, I'm going to say shield. You survived the fire breath, the end. Great. I'm going to say sword with capital letters, and it does not work. I'm going to say hat, piano. Nope. Sword with just a capital letter? No. So there's something wrong with my sword, but also I can't pick other things, which is intended. That's the else part of this statement here. So you'll notice we've got if, else if, ELIF, and then else is always your last one at the very end. So let's take a look. I just to avoid this kind of problem we have here, where if someone uses capitalize, you can add a little something. And you can put this in many different places, but this is one such solution. I'm going to say once I have my A, I'm going to say A dot upper open bracket, close bracket. And just to show you what's happening, I'm going to print A just for a second. So let's just run this. Sword or shield, I say hat. Oopsie doodle. Sorry, sword or shield. Oh, now it wants to reinstall everything. I'm going to say hat. And what we should see is it's going to take my input hat. It's going to uppercase it. That's what upper does. And it's going to print that. Now, we don't need to print it when we're doing when you're actually running your code, but we're just printing it here to test and debug it. So sword or shield, I say hat, and it prints capital letter hat. So what you could do is instead of upper, you could say lower. So if I say, for example, run it now, if it says sword or shield and I do capital letter swords, it'll write it lowercase, and then it'll use that lowercase in here. So it'll turn whatever input they made into a lowercase. Nice handy little trick if your ever code's not working. So I'll leave that in there. So that's our first little look at loops there. Let's have a look at just a bit more on comparisons. So here we just did a straightforward equal equal when we want equal, but let's say you want to compare something. So here I've got a game. The game is the computer's picked a number. The number in this case is 7. I'm asking the user to input to guess a number from 1 to 10. And then I'm going to turn whatever they say into an integer. Now you could say int input as well. That's fine. Now I'm not too worried about it breaking today. What I'm more interested is I want to test that number. So if it's equal 7, then I'm going to get the program to print wow, you guessed it, to break and to say game over. If it's greater than 7, say too high, you lose and break out of the loop. Or if it's less than 7, say too low, you lose. Or if they do something else, print maybe try again later. Okay, so let's have a look. Bada bing. Oh, I have too many of these things now. So I'll just get rid of these. On line 46, what happened there, Steve? There we go. Hey, okay, guess a number from 1 to 10. 6. Too low, you lose, game over. Oh, guess a number from 1 to 10. I guess 7. Hey, you guessed it, game over. And if I guess anything greater, or say 10, hey, too high. So it works nicely. You can see here, you can say greater than. Now you can do equal to as well. Obviously, we don't want that for this one because we're talking about we want like equal 7. But greater than or equal to is done like this, where you have the greater than symbol in front, okay, of the equal sign. And same for less than, it'd be less than or equal to. That's pretty much it for your comparison operators. The only thing you can have as well, which I didn't do an example of here, is not equal to. Um, so if b is not equal to 7, you could say something like that. So you could just do a very straightforward here one saying, if b is not equal to 7, you lose. So let's just have a quick gander what would happen there. Get rid of all this stuff. Moment. Okay. So now when I run it, pick a number from 1 to 10, I pick 4. It says, wow, you guessed it. Oh, sorry, I had not equal twice. Fix that. Try again. Run, not equal 4. You lose, game over. So you can play around there with a bit of comparison operators as well.